Studio.
Afternoon, and thank you for the invitation.
Well, the County Assembly passed the Finance Act, doubling the business rates in Kiambu County, and ever since Kiambu County has been making headlines because of all the protests and the riots have been going on. What is really going on in Kiambu?
I think simply it's lack of leadership at the county level. And I think, and you've heard from those clips of the members of parliament as representatives of the people we are saying. One is that the governor of Kiambu has completely failed to provide leadership at the county level. The fact that the finance bill initially was rejected by the people of Kiambu, and through the elected representatives at the county assembly, they rejected that bill. That bill ought to have taken about 6 months before it came back to the floor of the county assembly. But they used a procedural motion to bring it back. And one of the reasons that the people of Kiambu were protesting is because there had never been any participation of the public in formulating the increased charges and levies that they were proposing to increase to the people. We are not talking about 100% increment, Janga. I can tell you, in some instances, it's 300, 400% increment. People who are paying license fees of 3,000 shillings are being asked to pay 11,800, 12,000 shillings. Those who are paying 7,000 shillings, some are being asked to pay between 21,000 and 29,000 shillings. And we are asking that any increment, even in taxes or in this kind of levies and charges, must commensurate with service delivery. And we're asking, what is it that the county government of Kiambu has done that has increased the level of service delivery to the people for you to warrant the increment in the charges that you want to increase? Let me say, and I want to make something very clear regarding the role of the members of the county assembly oversight. And I think this is why it's important, the debate that has started on the question of the wage bill, national wage bill. But in Kiambu County, I can tell you, there are 60 members, 60 elected members of the county assembly. And I think 25 or 27 nominated members. Therefore, you can see how easy. And the nominated was actually through a process of manipulation by nobody else but the governor. I can tell you, Kikuyu constituency, for instance, is not represented by any nominated member of parliament. Because, and it is these nominated members of parliament who are being used to pass draconian laws in that county assembly. And of course, there are few, and I must say that without blinking an eye, there are a few elected members of the county assembly in Kiambu who have clearly been compromised and have abdicated the role of providing oversight and representing the people who elected them, and have become sycophants and puppets of the governor.
Before we go to that, it is alleged that the members of parliament within Kiambu County are the ones who are inciting people to go on strike instead of coming on the table and saying, look, this is the elephant in the room, can we have a dialogue?
Let me say this. For instance, I can tell you the demonstrations and the protests that was there in Kikuyu yesterday. I'm aware the governor on the day before, on Tuesday, I think, he toured Kikuyu and basically just spreading propaganda and insults on the member of parliament. And assuming that I was the one who was organizing this protest. But the reality is that there is a branch office of the National Chamber of Commerce, and they are the ones who had organized this protest after trying to engage the county government, and they refused to engage them. As members of parliament, we have tried, and you've seen what the other members of parliament, the Honorable MP for Juja, is saying, that there have been attempts through the Council of Elders, there have been attempts through the clergy in Kiambu. There's a forum of county bishops who have been trying to bring the leadership at the county level and that at the national level together to see how we can work together and bring development in Kikuyu. And I want to draw attention to the County Governments Act of 2012 on the functions and responsibilities of the governor. And Section 30, Section 3 is very clear that in performing the functions under Subsection 2 of the governor shall provide leadership in the county's governance and development. William Kabogo has completely failed to provide that kind of leadership.
But before we get into that accusation, it's been said that ever since Kiambu County came into formation, ever since that the governor came in, All the members of parliament, every time we hear, if it's not the members of parliament saying, you know, the governor is insulting women, it's they're talking about the rates, you know, the graves and everything else. And there's not time, there's not even one single time we have seen all the members of parliament in Kiambu calling a reconciliation or anything of the sort where they sit down with the governor and say, this is how we want to work. Or even a place where you, as members of parliament, come up with, you know, something written down and say, this is what we want to see Kiambu get to. Can we have a dialogue with the governor? Have you tried?
Not tried. We have done it. We have come together under the forum of the national members of assembly for Kiambu County. I can tell you, for instance, last week on Wednesday we had a breakfast meeting with the forum of county bishops in an effort to try and bring the issues that we want addressed on the table. Because the problem we have had, when I raise an issue on the relocation, the unilateral decision to relocate offices from Kiambu town to Thika town, instead of addressing that as an issue, what the governor does is go back and insult and, you know, try and spread all manner of malicious propaganda against my person and not addressing the issue that I have raised. When the Honorable Alice, member for Thika, raises the question of these charges and levies, the increment, instead of addressing that as an issue, you stoop to the level of now addressing other personal issues, spreading propaganda that is trying to divert people's attention from the main issues. And I think the uprising by the people of Kiambu, in Thika, in Kikuyu, and I want to tell them, it is just a beginning. It's not coming to an end unless you agree to come around the table and discuss these issues. I want to tell you, on Thursday morning, after Wednesday last week, Thursday morning, we had a meeting that was convened through the office of the Senator for Kiambu with the Kiambu County Forum, bringing together bishops, bringing together professionals, and even civil servants, senior civil servants who hail from Kiambu. And all this we are doing as members of parliament in an endeavor to try and bring sanity and proper governance in Kiambu. But the reaction to that is now what you saw on Tuesday. Instead of coming, and we have tasked a team to now go to the governor and invite him for a consultative meeting. He imagines that people are just meeting to fight him. People do not have the interest of the country at heart.
I will be coming to what happened on Tuesday. But before we get to what happened on Tuesday, you're going out there and collecting signatures. What is your intention and how far have you gone with the signatures, collection of signatures to impeach the governor?
Let me say this. I did say it yesterday, and I want it to be put again for the record, that if William Getao Kabogo does not change his ways in Kiambu, yes, indeed, I said it, and I want to repeat it. I am in support. That idea actually was floated by the chairman of the National Chamber of Commerce, Kiambu branch, Mr. Warwade, because of the issues that are there. And he said they will start collecting signatures. And I told them the day you start, mine will be the first one.
You say that if he does not change, what changes do you want to see? What do you want him to do?
It is very simple. If our governor has never had the opportunity to read this County Government Act, I want to read for him just that subsection 3, that it requires him as governor. And he says, not will. He says, the governor shall provide leadership at the county executive committee and administration based on the county policies and plans. We are yet to see those county policies and plans for Kiambu County. All we do is people want to manage this county like it's your own small house. That the governor shall promote democracy, good governance, unity, and cohesion within the county. Has William Kabogo done that? I say no, he has not done. And that's what we're saying. Just work in compliance with the Constitution and the County Government Act, and in the best interest of the people of Kikuyu and Kiambu. If you change and work that way, then together we move and build a better Kikuyu and a better Kiambu County. If he does not, we have no choice. And I must say this, because of the challenges that are there in the county assembly, and I did enumerate that, there are a huge number of nominated MCAs who owe their allegiance not to the people of Kiambu, but owe their allegiance to the governor, and the few compromised elected MCAs. In the absence of that, if you can't get impeachment through the county assembly, the people's power will be...
The people of Kiambu. Let's go to, before we wrap up the interview, let's go up, back to Tuesday. The county governor is on record saying that you always follow the deputy president. You do not work in your in your place. You do not work. Kimani Ichung'wah, as a Kikuyu member of parliament,
yes,
is always following the deputy president wherever he goes. Are you a groupie?
Let me say this to actually that's something that does not even warrant a reply, but for his own benefit and the benefit of the people that I represent, let me say this. I was elected as a national member of the National Assembly. I therefore do not see what beef Kabogo has with me accompanying the deputy president to any corner of this country, accompanying the president to any corner of this country. As a National Assembly member, I have got every right to accompany them. And more so, when we do this, we are going out to sell the Jubilee's manifesto and tell the public, inform the public what both the president and our national government is doing. And I would dare ask William Kabogo, when he came to Kikuyu and he was saying that was his first time to come to Kikuyu, not to thank the people of Kikuyu for having elected him, not to espouse on his policies and plans for Kiambu County, but to come and spread malicious propaganda and insults on the member of parliament for Kikuyu. Let me conclude by saying this. I want to ask, I am in my constituency every Monday, religiously from the first day I was elected. Every Monday I'm in my constituency office meeting with my people. Every Friday I am in the constituency, right in the villages inspecting CDF projects. And I think I do not need to answer Kabogo on that. The people of Kikuyu know the truth, and the masses we saw in Kikuyu yesterday vindicated me.
Very quickly. It has been said that the 5 members of parliament have come up together to sabotage the governor. Are you trying to sabotage the governor?
We are not trying in any way, Jenga, to sabotage the governor. But we are trying all means to help him deliver on the promises and the pledges that the Jubilee government made to Kiambu. And we are saying he will not be an impediment to the development and prosperity of Kiambu County.
Well answered, well answered. Finally, we're seeing all other counties working together, members of parliament working together, senators working together, governors working together. We are hearing progress from Machakos to wherever else. We're hearing progress of, counties moving. But Kiambu has come to a standstill where we're only seeing wrangles. What is the way forward for Kiambu?
I think the way forward for us is very clear. One is for us as leaders to come together around a table. And we have even approached the church, facilitate this, so that it is not belittled to small, petty, personal issues. And we deal with the issues at hand. And I have said, we are more than willing as members of parliament, including our senator, to sit down with both the governor, his executive committee, and even the MCAs, and sort out the issues. In the absence of that, we are saying that Kiambu will not be held at ransom by one man. Kiambu belongs to millions, the almost 3 million people, residents who live in Kiambu, and who expect us as leaders to provide leadership. Lastly, ask yourself, it's true, all other county governments are functional, are working. Today, Kiambu County Assembly is the only assembly that is not in session. If you ask yourself the issues that have made that county assembly be closed for some time now. Instead of this assembly meeting now to deliberate on the issues that are touching on people's lives, things are at a standstill. The county assembly is not meeting, they're not in session, because of issues that principally have to do with the governance and leadership style of William Getao Kabogo.
Well, thank you very much, Kimani Ichung'wah. We must really thank you for taking time and coming to have a chat with us. Of course, very many SMSs coming in this afternoon. There's somebody here says, Joe from Kikuyu says, this MP for Kikuyu has a character in Kiambu County, always inciting people against the governor. That is what they're saying. Somebody says, Alice Nganga and Ichung'wah are not entirely honest regarding Governor Kabogo. Why don't you concentrate on mandate as members of parliament? These are some of the SMSs that are coming in. Let's deal with that one before I let you go. It says Ichung'wah and Alice Nganga are not entirely honest regarding Governor Kabogo. Why don't you concentrate on your mandate as members of parliament?
Thank you. And I want to tell the sender of that text. Our mandate as members of the National Assembly, our principal mandate, 1 is representation, 2 legislation, and 3 oversight. And we oversight funds allocated both at the county and the national level. Because remember, these county governments are not generating a lot of their income. They are still getting money from the national government.
Yes.
Therefore, we are concentrating on our oversight mandate. And I must say that is part of the oversight mandate, that we find weakness in the county assembly, principally because of those nominated members of the county assembly. Two, let me say about honesty. I must say, because the propaganda that has been sold, and that is what they're trying to say, is that the deputy president or other forces are trying to groom any one of us to take up the leadership of governor for Kiambu. And I wanted to put it for the record, not in 2017, not in 2022, never. I never want, and I have never had the desire.
If the people of Kiambu say they would like you?
No, I would still insist on serving the people. There are very many problems that we need to deal with in Kikuyu. And I would rather first concentrate this first term and even the second term in dealing with the issues afflicting my own constituency.
Yes.
But that does not preclude me. And I cannot be gagged from speaking out on issues that touch on Kiambu, because I am a member of parliament in Kiambu, in the Republic of Kenya, and I have every right to speak for and on their behalf. And I want to say again, we are concentrating in implementation of development projects in our constituencies individually. And I'm aware in Thika, Alice Nganga is doing that. I've had the opportunity to tour Thika town.
Yes.
I am doing that in my own constituency. And I'll give you a case example of a polytechnic they have done in Kino just right next year. Refurbishing a building at 3 times the cost that I have utilized to build a new administration block and classrooms for a polytechnic in Karai.
We will be getting all these people into the studio to explain what is going on, but we must thank you very much, Kimani, for making time to come and be with us on Live at 1. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful